Hi guys!
Greetings.
Welcome
to Divineinscentive. You know the drill.
with your host,
Shamanage.
How are you guys doing? How are you doing, sis?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
You've been away for a long time.
I haven't seen you in a while. I've been good. Giving thanks for life.
Yeah. Going through it. Yeah. Just do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
Same. Can't lie. Well, you know, we've been here, there, everywhere, but here. But we're back. We're back. I'm going to talk about where we've been, and a little bit about where we're at now. Some adventures we have had that have taken place since we've been off. Offline for here, but online in life. You know what I mean?
We've been present.
Yeah, we've been present. And then hopefully excite you guys for the new year. We've got some content coming. You know the drill. Wait on it. But just a little one to let you know that we have not gone anywhere. Never. We didn't leave.
We've been building on what we said we've been doing. We've been doing what we said we were going to do. Yeah. It just it hasn't looked like what we thought it was going to look like.
Right. I can say for myself, not saying that I thought 2024 was going to be my year, because everyone starts the year and says this is the year. Yeah. It's going to be the year. But like, I think mentally, in terms of like how we've expanded since we've been off, and like even like in terms of being able to communicate and stuff that we've learned, I feel like it's been very valuable for us to then bring it back and, you know, like continue the mission. So it hasn't been wasted. So I don't feel any type of way about it. But yeah.
That sounds rich. That sounds like you've been living in substance and not in lack.
Yeah. Because thank God for the experiences. Thank God for the experiences. It's been a wild summer. We had a wild wind of a summer, and winter's. It's getting cold outside.
It's cold. It's definitely shedding outside. Season. Absolutely.
Most definitely.
But before we get into the winter, summer.
Summer.
How was your summer?
Well, summer was an experience. It was good. Me and Neej both went to be summer camp leaders. I almost dropped the name there, so I was just trying to word it without saying the name.
No free shout outs.
Yeah, no free shout outs. I'm sorry. But we were team leaders. So for, was it like 4 weeks of summer? Yeah, so 4 weeks of summer we were away. Different parts of England, Devon, where else? Can't remember.
The Peak District.
Did we go to Wales?
No,
we didn't go to Wales this time.
Where did we go? Where was the other place?
Doncaster.
Somewhere in Yorkshire. Somewhere up so.
We did like go to quite a few greenery places in the UK, so it's nice to see the UK in a different light, apart from rubbish and, you know, people on the roadside. That's like KFC. It was a really nice.
It was nice. It was a very pleasant experience. We were working with young people from the ages of like 16 to 19, and it was such a fulfilling experience because we were outdoors, we were trying new things. Do some lunges, get your workout in. Hang on. Do a run up. A long morning already, and we've done half the journey. Me wrap up.
Morning, George. Morning, George. You craven goat.
So, if you have anything else, I
Bear. Sometimes you get to the top, but don't get too
close. Go down the road.
Because you never know when you have to get down. It's not. I'm gobsmacked. I can't believe it. Oh, that piece of it.
but I wanna be keeping you warm. I've got the right temperature to take you from the store. Oh Lord, I've got the right antics to turn you on. Girl, I wanna be the puppy, you can be the mom.
So the young people were trying new things, putting themselves out there, learning their social skills and preparing for their next step in their life. And then we were a part of that also, trying new things. We were challenged, we were stretched, we were pushed, and we were out of our comfort zone as well, because it was residential, so we was away from home for a week, Monday to Friday, and then we did a few of those back to back. So, you know, come back, literally you wash your clothes, you rest, and go back Disney's again on Monday.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And the weekends went by so fast. It was like literally Friday you're back. You can enjoy Friday evening, but clothes have to be washed and dried by the Saturday, so Sunday you can pack and you can go about your business. So yeah, it was a lot, but it was good.
Yeah.
And we didn't actually start off the summer experience together, so we kind of had to learn how to separate.
I know, that was our first week there. We were in the same team, and it was just passing. I remember one of the days your team was off site and my team was on site, and that was the first week, so we didn't know anyone that was there.
Yeah.
No, we didn't know
anybody. We did not know anybody.
Met, like,
people were friendly, but we just
the people were cool, but I didn't even realize that it was another step in my development of being outside my comfort zone and being put in a position to lead, and not having like my support, my regular support around me. I can't just go home and, you know, have a call. There wasn't any service out there that first week. I wasn't really on my phone. I couldn't get any service. It was really good. I did feel a bit lost that time that Sean wasn't there for those few hours, but then I saw her later. I just had to play it cool because I didn't want people to see me and be like, what's wrong with this girl? So I was just like,
reunited,
it feels so good. Yeah, as the weeks went on, I got more comfortable because some staff we worked with more than once, and it was amazing. I loved it. I think back to the name, with them, with those people, almost.
Oh God.
With just coming back, seeing our friends, going back, like having that.
The regulation.
I really, really enjoyed it. I like, I would say that's my style of work, like being on the go, being in different scenery, meeting different people, being able to have my free time and then go back out, and just mingling. And we had a few birthdays over the summer. We had Sham's birthday. You're gonna see some
girls 23.
Big 23.
Oh,
might give you some clips of the birthday extravaganzas.
We wish you more life, more energy, more love, and happiness, and wealth, and more community. Yeah. Take a shot if you love yourself.
Good summer. First time in a long time for me, I would say.
What do you feel like were your takeaways then from that whole experience of them working with the kids, and like anything you learned, things that you probably surprised yourself with along the way?
I would say same thing I told the kids: believe in your source. Whether people know me or not, the role that I step into, that is the role that I'm going to be. I'm going to be in the role that I'm assigned. So then that means I must show up in it. It's not because maybe I'm inexperienced that I shouldn't be more authoritative. Like, just trust that the tone that I set, everyone will fall in line and we work together and adjust. It shouldn't be I'm just sitting back waiting, and I really had to push myself out of that, let other people lead and stand up and speak up. And in different ways I've had I had to do that and show up, and there was times where it was difficult, and I could feel like a little knot in my throat when I'm having to say things that are difficult. But the young people showed me that as long as I'm direct, firm but fair, give my instructions, communicate with them, but then allow them to adjust. Don't be on them. Don't be breathing down their necks trying to micromanage them. Just say what you're saying and then move along, and then give them time. And different ways. Sometimes you have to bring them to one side. Sometimes it needs to be said in front of everyone. And then learn how to work with other people, and then learning how to work with you in a different way that we haven't had a chance to do before. And that was really, how would I say, it felt natural, but I do feel like I learned how to work with other people comfortably. So it's like you made it easy for me to adjust and find my feet, and I didn't have to feel awkward and uncomfortable. And then definitely when I came back working like my normal everyday job, I could see a difference in how I showed up in that position as well as a support worker. How about you? What did you take from it?
I feel like it was a full circle kind of thing, because being like the kids that we're working with, they were like 16, 15, 17, and just like coming out of school and going into adult life, and then like kind of the juxtaposition of how we were raised and how the generations have shifted, and having to navigate with that and work with it and like find your feet in it. Because I'm not gonna lie, we dealt with a few safeguarding issues, and we leave this conversation alone. But just to let you know, like the way kids have been raised now is different. It's much different. Like there's an entitlement now that these kids have, and I'm not saying for parents that's your fault. You give your child the world, that's everybody's aim. But I think there's a difference in how our parents back then gave us the world, but still taught us that the world isn't kind to you, versus now how these kids have just grown up to believe the world owes you everything, which is like, obviously, if you're smart enough to know that you can get like not scam your way through life, but there's hacks and things that you can do
to make the most out
to make the most. But they're just living like, some of them living like princes and princesses, and it's like, okay, we have to rein it in. But also like teaching myself that I can have heated conversations without it being an argument. Like me and this child are not going toe to toe. We're not about to do that. Like you said, firm but fair. And I think that's the balance that me and Nidra were able to have with the kids, is because we were respectful, we come in with good energy. I don't see why our conversations that may be a little bit more serious would ever need to be disrespectful when not anyone's disrespecting each other, because we showed them respect from the beginning. So I think it was good in that retrospect. And then obviously conversations I'd had with some were like places I was at in life back then. So to give them the advice that I wish that I probably could have had then was really nice. It was, and then you to also have to kind of take accountability, like, I'm telling this child this, so make sure you stick to it yourself. It kind of definitely kept me on my game. And I think was taking the time away and able to develop these certain areas can only like make what we're doing here so much more important. So I really enjoyed summer, and the things that the kids said to us was so nice.
We met some amazing, wonderful children. I don't call them children, young people. So inspired. We can't see them again. Safeguarding and all that. We can't. Hopefully,
we just book them up in town one day. Just see them with their children, and they'll be like, Sham and Need, all them things you said to us. Really, look up at two picnic. I just can't wait.
No, to see how they flourish. Really like talented. So, some, not so much, but there's some really respectful young people. And
not so much. Oh dear.
But just to see how, as much as it was surprising how they dealt with each other and how supportive they were of each other, and then like you said, the things they would say to us, and it was just like, you forget when you're in your own body, you forget that people see you differently to how you see yourself. And it's a reminder that just because something's not important to you, like people are watching you, not to take in, like, always live life on edge, like people are watching, but people see you, people see what you do, and some of your gifts aren't for you, they're for other people, so you must keep working at them and living so you can meet the people who need to meet you. Yeah,
for real. Our last highlight, I say, from that we should mention is when that last group. So it was I think was that our last group of summer.
Wait, give me a moment. So many.
I think so.
Wait a second. Yes.
Yeah, it was.
And we went back to by the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the one where we had to walk to it.
Yeah.
So our last group that we had, honestly, me and Nija started that week in a because this job is mentally draining.
Yeah.
It is mentally draining, and you consistently have to show up, and that is from 8 a.m. when your day starts till 11.
7:30.
6:30 really.
When they're waking them up, and the kids like to get up early.
Yeah,
and
they
we
do.
have conversations outside in the hallways. Yeah,
setting alarms off at 2 a.m. All of that was jazzy stuff.
So you're really on job for the whole time.
Yeah. So me and you were kind of in that week, kind of looking at it are we still fulfilling our purpose? Because I don't know, when we first started, it felt very much affirmed that this is the right step in life, and we're really doing what we need to do, and we're definitely having an impact on the kids based on the feedback that we're getting as well. But for that last week till about Wednesday, we had this draining energy, and we thought that we was projecting it onto the kids. There was one night me and Nija were sitting in the room, we was, not gonna lie, we had a little cry because it was
that week, when everyone was just praying and everyone was praying.
Praying for something to shift, because we were carrying that heaviness, still showing up for the kids, yes, and the kids obviously still building bonds, taking the time to get to know the kids that are in our group, but we just headspace wise, we were both feeling it the same, and we're just not convinced that we were showing up for these kids we'd be showing up for the 3 weeks beforehand. And then we got to Friday, where me and Nija like to do this thing with our groups, because we got rid of the working with other people, and then by the end it was just me and Nija, so I was able to develop on the unity side of things and how we work as a team and how we can lead as a team as well. So that was really impactful and powerful. But we got to Friday and we like to do this little reflection. We got all the kids to go around and say something nice about each other. And some of the kids obviously had known each other prior, being in school together, and then there was a few ones that hadn't met until then, and the nice things that they had to say about each other. Everybody in that room, we had all the people then Pitney crying. We were all sobbing. And we were sobbing our hearts out in there. And the nice thing those kids said to me, I don't think that I'd had a week as great as that one, considering how I thought that was going to be my worst week based on how I went into that week and how I felt throughout it. Those kids, I think we touched more than any of the other kids that we had worked with, and it was lovely because I genuinely do.
I feel like that was a build up of all the weeks, because we learned how to be more
present
open and vulnerable with them, so it came out more in that week, and then we could give more. I agree with you.
I understand.
We had more of a connection where they could be open. I feel like all that energy, it's we didn't get to say that to our other groups, but we still felt it, and we didn't want to be too much. We just we don't know how personal we can be.
That was one as well.
The red tape.
We kind of tried to make it a little bit.
But when we realized, obviously be respectful, but that was just so, I don't know. We had to tell them, there were times the year before, me and Chum are praying for things like this. We don't know what we're asking for. We're just saying, God, please, can we, help people? Can we be a part of something bigger than ourselves? And we're ready to embrace what that is and share what we have. And to be able to sit there and look at these young people that we don't know from nowhere and have these experiences with them, have conversations with them, being able to make them feel comfortable if they're going through something with the point of contact. And it's just, it was just so...
Everything we prayed for in one. God was like, okay, you want that job? Take this and...
have it and really feel it. And it was so beautiful and so real. And as much as we can say that there's some wild things going on in the world, I do believe there is hope for the next generation, because I'm gonna say every week there's always challenges, but every week we had great teams, like amazing people. Like I can't even say like there's just one favorite. There's just different moments that are favorites, but every team that we had, we were blessed with having a good team throughout the whole experience. And they were all truly a blessing. They all taught us something about ourselves, taught us something about some other people, and it was so eye-opening, and it helped affirm, like what you said, what we wanted to do. And it's not just in vain we're asking. It's not for trend or style. We genuinely feel a connection. We want to feel the connection with other people. Like, we're all created, we're all here, we don't know where else there's so many things out there in the universe, but we don't know what that is. What we have is here for the time being. So let's live in it and enjoy it and be blessed. I pray for you. You pray for me. We're all apart.
One body. Is it one? Oh God, of God's body. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just on that, a final point on that from me as well. Like, as much as you said there is hope for this generation, yeah, like I really do agree. Like what I was saying before about the entitlement, it's just a different level of attitude. However, these kids are so much more clued up and so much more prepared, and are doing so much more of the things that we possibly weren't really like educated on, such as saving, money handling, because we have to have all those kind of conversations, which is why I do believe in the power of the workshops that they run, because we were teaching them life skills and things that, like, as we're teaching them, they already know some things, and it's just like, okay, when I was your age, did I really have much interest in knowing this much about that, about my money? Not really. So it's nice to see that, like, as much as some have this attitude that it's all theirs, a lot of them are like ready for life and like know what steps to take to make sure they can live a fruitful one. So that is like, it was really refreshing to see as well, because on social media it's just the view that you get of everyone's trying to be an influencer and going there and hearing kids say they want to be in the army and stuff like that. It was just a different, it was just a different kind of, some of them already shot rifles and that, and I'm just like, and
defuse bombs and things like that. Okay.
I'm like, okay, so these kids are like really like on a journey. So yes, we give thanks for experiences, but that's how we started summer. And as you can hear, it was a great way to kickstart it. So
amazing.
Yeah, what else have you been getting into?
While we were there, we did quite a few water sports and climbing activities.
And almost drowned.
We almost drowned. We're alive. We'll tell you that story another day.
Yeah, not today, because I'm still got...
Now we're having to build up our water skills. But for me, my favourite thing, I love the outdoors. Love the outdoors. But for me, paddleboarding.
Okay. New venture.
I need to just be somewhere warm. On the waters. You don't need to be able to swim to do that, guys. Be able to swim if you're on the water. But... Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. You have good balance. If you're on, because where you paddleboarded, it was not like deep. You could stand in it, right? If you apparently, but I wasn't gonna test it. Okay, I wouldn't be testing it either. So fair enough. It seemed quite. The water did look dirty. Yeah, but But yeah, one thing me and Nij learnt this year is that we need swimming lessons. Like, as at our big age, me I talk about me I drown. That was ridiculous. Like, you guys had to be there to see. The way it happened, we were in a canoe. It was a 3-people canoe. And so obviously, if we've tipped head first. Our legs are tucked in. You know, if you know how a canoe works, our legs were tucked in. So we was kind of submerged for a little bit. I would say Nija was braver than me in that moment. And thank you for regulating me then. It was no really worries, because I don't know where that kicked in. You could not have told me for the life of me with that bouncy aid thing they call it. I was buoyancy aid. I was not floating. I was drowning. Okay, so I need to get past this now. Like, and my kids can't come and not swim because I don't want them to be like their mum and missing out on total wipeout course because they can't pass the swim test. Okay. We walked over there in our wetsuits and we walked right back. Yeah, we basically put them on for style. And all the kids was like excited that we was getting on there with them. We was like, yeah, y'all go have fun. We're gonna be out here with the non-swimmers. Yeah. But no, next year now reach me and we can't swim. No, I only be jumping off boats. You know, people just be jumping off for the fun of it and just be in the water like not too much. I don't know if no, because I watched this movie on Netflix. You need to go watch it. Something in the Water.
go when you're done. Please, everybody, stop what you're doing. Watch that Netflix movie called Something in the Water.
Where's that?
Okay, in a nutshell, it's a thrill and horror type thing. They go into the Caribbean to get married.
Oh
yeah. I'm just gonna tell you in a nutshell. They go away to the Caribbean to get married, and it's just a group of friends, and then obviously the girls will separate for the day to go out do activities out in the sea, and one of the friends is like so active and drives them to this deserted island because there's two of the girls in the group who need to talk it out. So they're just on the other side of the island now, waiting for them to talk it out, and then they'll go. The boat has smashed up in the sea, and they were in the sea. With sharks, but I will leave you guys to discover how that ended because it was horrific, and only the people who could swim had a chance.
You see, you see. I just think if I'm gonna be on the water, I need to at least be able to swim for at least 10 minutes.
Yeah. Not even longer than that because, girl, if you're in the ocean,
you're gonna have to swim.
That's mileage, you know.
That's exhaustion.
That's mileage plus the shorts.
So you have to.
it's a and you have to look out for Finn. Yeah,
I don't have them kind of eyes.
Yes, and people that can swim and look underwater as well.
God
like,
bless you.
You guys are.
How you do that?
Yeah, teach us. Oh dear, but yeah. So we learned that this summer.
Yeah.
That we are great communicators. Sorry. We do have something to offer.
Many.
And we need to learn to swim. But yeah, we give thanks. It was a great summer. It was a good summer, a good way to start the rest of the autumn period. Yeah. So where are we at now, sister? Tell me what's changed in the life of Nija since the last time we were here.
Life lesson number 2, major. So that was the summertime, and then coming out of the summer, now in the autumn stage. I think we've learned how to say no. I've been exercising that to the max. To the max. I'm not even worried about the things I've said no to. And one of the things I've said no to, this is so dramatic. I have stepped back and taken a year out from uni. I did start. I went in once in the first term, and I was given an ultimatum, and I was just like, it was kind of a long time coming, so I just chose to step back and approach life differently. And I think as I find my footing, we can delve into that more because we are in the stages of building, and our brand comes into that a lot. But I feel great after that funky last week at that place with the people them. It was great. It was just tension and energies. It was full moon, and from that full moon was October, things have just been crazy. But I felt great. I've been feeling so free and light. It's like my intuition is on the, when you're trying to find a radio station and it's like the point after, and it's muffly, but you can kind of hear it, but then you get it to the right frequency, and then it's clear. That's how my intuition feels now. And I was just like, probably like a few days after, I just started to get downloads, visions, whatever it is for what I want to do going forward. Opportunities have opened up. I feel like I can feel what the future will feel like, if that makes sense. I'm enjoying this freedom. I'm resting. I'm in full rest mode. I'm very, very grateful to the Most High because all the work that I've put in, all the things I've been through, it's like I've come to a place where I'm now stepping out of that, and it's a completely new chapter. Even though we've been saying this, but now it's like things are shifting away, unfolding, unraveling, and it's a beautiful mess. That's what I can say. But I feel great. I feel like myself, but not my old self. Like it's new, but it's not brand new. It's like
you've reconnected with the part of you that you had to kind of put down.
Yeah, and I'm just finding my way through that, and I'm taking my time, and how is your perspective on that?
Of the whole uni thing?
No, just saying no. and letting go of the conventional things you should be saying yes to. But
yeah, I think, well, I very much relate because you know what, in the time you're trying to transition and decide what uni was for you, I'm in this 9 to 5 doing corporate and hating it. So yeah, I think very much saying no and being like willing to take a step out and okay, 9 to 5 is not for you, doing everything else will be so much harder and you have to grind much more. But I find so much more pleasure in saying no to doing it the way that everyone else is doing it and doing it my way, because it's authentic to me, it's special, everything about it I love. So yeah, I'm very much a say no era. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it anymore. And yeah, it's been hard like trying to accumulate the same amount of money as I was when I was in corporate, but like the experiences, the things I've done to earn that money have been so much more fulfilling. And that's the part I was looking for, like waking up every day at 6 a.m. and going to work at a job, and the only conversations you have, apart from if you find your little office family, are with, you know, like, good morning, and you're speaking about people's business, and everyone's chatting their business, and I just yeah, it gets to a point where it's just taxing, and then you're doing the same job, waking up, clicking on the computer. It's just not me, especially if I'm not doing anything in that element where I'm passionate about. I'm calling people up and I'm cold calling, and you're gonna hang up the phone on me. You don't know what kind of day I'm having. You don't even know that you hanging up the phone on me then was my last straw. That was my last straw. Do you mean leave a message? It's the last straw, and that, like, so in that time, freeing myself, it literally the day that it ended, the job ended for me. I felt so light and free. Like, I should have been sad because of the way it all went down, but I was just like, oh, okay, cool, I don't have to go back. And life just continues. And since then, so many other people have decided to free themselves from that exact same role. So, you know, it's like, yeah, everyone's seeking a version of happiness that feels authentic to them. And so I don't feel like anyone should ever feel bad about saying no about things that don't match with that, because everyone's seeking stuff that make sense, make life feel worth living. So yeah.
How did it feel when you left in your own decision, then seeing other people leave in that same role?
Well, because like a couple of people that I'd seen leave were people who I'd been speaking to at the time, like when we're there, and everyone's feeling the same way. We literally we stopped saying good morning to each other at one point, and it's we're all looking at each other in the same dry expression. So like it was like nice to see that they got the courage up as well to do so. I'm not saying that I led the way, but like obviously people saw, yeah, like you're not happy here, go look for better, and then a lot of people also followed in that trail. So it's nice to see everyone seeking happiness and looking for something that makes more sense to their lives. Yeah, but for a lot of people, I've still got them on like LinkedIn and that, and seeing what they've all gone to do. It's all stuff that align more with things that we'd gossip about and chat around the desk with than the 9 to 5, the corporate job. So yeah, it's nice to see that everyone's like choosing happiness in themselves. But yeah, and I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you too.
It's hard to leave uni. You know how I feel about it, but like...
Oh, I did leave. I left the door open, so I can go back.
There is a possibility for you to go back, which is lovely.
Something has to prove to me why I need to go back, because it's not serving me.
Yeah.
And that is it. That is just... It's a shame. Finish what you started, but it's not serving me. It's not nurturing my gifts, my talents, my skills. There was hardly any... I'm not saying it's the course, it was me. But there wasn't enough acting. There wasn't enough of that performance part, and that's what I needed. So...
I feel like some people are sometimes scared, like are in uni and are scared to take the leap, to change course or to leave. I did both. Like I started on one course and I was like, yeah, this is cute, but I'm not waking up every day to do mood boards. Like I need something else. And a year into the course, I'm still doing mood boards. So nah, changed course, and then I'm on the next course. Did that for 2 years, and I'm still battling. Then COVID came. It was just too much, and then I just said, nah, it's okay. I'm just gonna leave it here. And I had to make that decision. And anytime me and Nidra talk about her uni situation, I'd be like, sis, it's all gonna have to come down to you. You just have to make the decision and stick to it and live in it, because if you sit down and dwell on the fact that you left, you'll be dwelling forever. And plus student loan will come and remind you how much to dwell shortly after. Shortly after.
Yes, I say give thanks. I did catch that.
Yeah,
that could have been a bit more sticky, but give thanks.
They don't play.
For the straight talkers, thank you for sharing your experiences, because that did help me as well.
But no, girl, free yourself. And it's like once you've freed yourself, also it feels like an element of pressure to find your feet now you've left, but make it like a comfortable pressure where you're doing things every day that enhance like you're doing things every day that enhance the things that you love. And like you said, you wasn't getting enough of this from your course. Now you can see you've got the time to go and do it in the days where you'd be at uni and stuff. So you know, it goes how it goes. But I'm happy for you, and I pray that this year will be everything you need it to be, whether you decide to go back or you don't. Just, you know, just know your people support you. Your people are supporting you, and I think you got this. I think you got this. I know you got this. Sorry, I think sounded a little bit. But I know you got this.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good one.
So after leaving unis, what's the things that you've been indulging in so far to like pass time and get you know, trying?
I've been soul searching. I would really like to travel, so I'm just preparing to just make that as easy for me as possible, so I'm not limited. Just getting all my logistics and things in order. I get my ducks in a row, so then I have that freedom. And honestly, since I made that decision, it's after that I've been like, oh, I want to travel, I can do this when I travel. Like now I'm looking at opportunities elsewhere, and it's always a thought that's been there in the future, but now it's like I can do it now. And it's like, how do I do that? What do I do? Where do I go and make the most of it? But for me right now, it's art, so visual art, painting, and acting, and that's my focus. And my business, keeping it simple. Normally I try and cram everything in, but I'm just like, there's just a few things I want to do, and that's me. How about you? How you feeling for the new year?
Whatever, man. Well, how I'm feeling, I'm definitely a little bit more prepared, because like you say, you go through life and you can tell how many people things that you're doing, but until you've proved it to yourself, until you've literally put the work in, you can see the result, it's not going to mean anything to anyone else. And I'm very much now like, after, we'll get into it in a minute, but I think I've had an ego death of sorts, as our friend refers to it. I've become unhappy with this reality, because I know I've got the tools to change it. And now like looking at all the things that I know that I need to do to make sure that consistency being number one, like actually proving consistency to myself before anybody else will make everything else flow better. So for me, as I don't want to wait till the new year to start that either. That's why we're definitely getting back on the podcast from now, and you know, we'll do whatever we're doing. But it's just that consistency for me, first of all, like making sure that I'm sticking to the things that I say that I'm going to do. So before anybody else can believe me, I believe me. So the foot doesn't come off the gas and I keep going. So, I mean, from like now to the new year, I hope to really like improve and look back at myself at this spot and be like, yeah, okay, consistency was number one. And you did what you needed to do that time. So yeah, I'm just ready to go to work, basically. Just ready to go to work.
Our version of work as
well. Our version of work. Not anybody putting jobs in our list unless we put them there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. Recently, me and Neej took some shrooms. Yeah, and honestly, life was so beautiful under the microscope of mushrooms. but again, like back to the whole being unhappy with the reality thing, I think definitely that was probably the ego death of it all for me. Was like, oh, you've been sitting down here, not necessarily unhappy, because obviously I've still lived life and still had good moments, but so much more further ahead I could be if I am the person who I saw sitting down in the shrooms. Like, you can't explain the experience until you have it, and then you can just say what you got from it. But like, sitting down with myself afterwards, and it wasn't even on while being on it that I had this realization. It's not as crazy as they make it sound, that you sit down and you just like, you have that realization straight as soon as you eat the mushroom. It's like, oh my god,
that is definitely
I'm
what I thought was going to
sensing
happen.
now.
That's what I thought.
I got all the tools,
all the answers. I could see the universe work. No, the first time we had it, we were defo microdosing.
Yeah.
So we didn't have any like wild journey. We had small amounts throughout the day, and we just felt nice. We enjoyed nature. We was outside, and as the weeks have gone on, it's just like things are just clear. It's definitely not like a big, like, I really think you have to take a lot to have that kind of experience, and we did not have, we haven't had nowhere near that much. Literally, it's allowed us to, a lot of the background noise to quiet down, and the thoughts that we need to meditate on have come forward, and we have clarity, I would say. And it's like, the world is beautiful. What we have, we're very grateful for, but it's not enough, and it's okay for it to not. You can be content. Also, acknowledge that where you're at is not enough right now, and you need more. You require more of yourself, and you require more out of your experience of life, and that's what I feel. Because we were waving, we've had experiences together, so
yeah,
it was.
I would say for those who want to try, make sure you, that one that people did tell us, and I do believe, is make sure you're around good people, because there was a moment where we both probably started to like go off, and we was, you did it to me first. She was like, you don't need to feel like. It was in the moment.
You got a phone call.
Yeah, I got a phone call, and it just threw me right off, and I was just like, I started to take myself somewhere, and then she just put a gentle hand on me and said, you don't need to feel like that. And we came right back down to having a great time. We literally travelled on the train an hour journey. Free train ride, my I had.
Give thanks.
Give thanks every time. To Macclesfield. Yeah. We'll insert some clips of the sights, but it was beautiful. And Sham don't like rain. I mean, nobody don't like rain, but Sham don't like nature and rain. So like, Sham was really out there in nature and rain with an umbrella. Yeah, feeling.
Have you even put away the umbrella?
I did put away the umbrella at one point. I wanted to feel the rain on my skin.
Welcome to Greenwoods Acres. Okay.
I wanted to.
Listen, no one else can feed it for you. I know you felt it. Oh my gosh, Sean was just so there was a contentness and a happiness that I've just never heard Shambi whilst in nature on a rainy day.
Yeah.
Like,
like I can appreciate God's beautiful trees and stuff, but I like to look at them when they're dry, and you know, like when it's not the weather's not sulky. Like as far as we were up in the hills and stuff, it was just beautiful. Regardless of the rain, clouds, and
the fog, it was fine. Like we had such a good time. The 3 hours of daylight we had. And Sham, I honestly heard you laugh that day. I've never heard you laugh that hard. There was just this like how you normally laugh, and there was just like an extra, like a deeper layer of like chuckle that I heard, and I was just like, yeah, Sham's having a good time.
You girl is out here finding herself.
Amazing.
But no, it added to that. Life is beautiful, but like there's more to see than Birmingham. There's more to see than around the corner, man. You want to travel, you want to see all that life has to offer, and not that everybody's not in that mindset of getting out and traveling and seeing things, but it just makes it all the more real when you're like actually under it and you live in it, and then you can appreciate. Like, I'm sitting and we're walking up this bricky road and the muddy water is trickling down, and I'm like, need to start looking at it. It's so beautiful.
You have to see Sham's clip. Insert Sham's clip here.
I'm an insert.
It was really beautiful.
But
it was.
So beautiful, and I was like, oh, Neej, like, don't miss this. Like, listen to the water running down the road.
It's like I can picture that, like, right. I can see it in my brain, and this was like a good few weeks ago.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful.
And it's not you take it and it's magical moment, like we said. Someone said it so good. Shout out to Dan. He said it's not the mushrooms that are magical, it's you that's magical. And a lot of people said beforehand, make sure your mental state is you're in a good mental space. You know, you're looking after yourself, you're positive. Like, don't be down in the dumps and think this is gonna be you. It's gonna take you out of it, because it's not. It's going to show you whatever you're thinking, wherever you're at, it's going to expose that for real. And it did a little bit for me, because there's moments where I was having it and I was just very moany and complaining, but I realised that those were the things I needed to let go of and shed, which was amazing. And what we're experiencing is the work that we've been putting in for the last how many months, years. So just a little side note, and you know, consult the experts, and we're not telling you to go and do it. That's for living. Yeah,
we're not advising any any activities in your spare time. We're just sharing our experiences where we've been. Stay away from drugs. Yeah. What else have we been doing? Oh, our final thing to announce is that we won an award. I don't know if you can see.
Can you see it?
Yeah. Anyway, you girls are the Duo Team Slam winners of 2024 Power Poetry Team Slam. Insert some. But yeah,
that's amazing.
How's that experience for you? That was that was during our last couple of weeks of autumn camp, because we did also do autumn camp. So
and we wrote some of that poem while we were away.
Safeguarding and turmoiling.
Goodness.
Yeah, autumn was ghetto. Like, summer was great, but autumn was...
It was a bit. By the grace of God, we made it through, honestly. Like, the last one we did, I wanted to go home from Monday.
Yeah.
And it again, give thanks.
I should insert the clip of you running when it was time to leave.
Just to clarify, it's not the young people. The young people.
No. It was
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just overall,
just like the energy from the week that we were saying the last week about summer. Is that it was that energy, but it just felt like everybody had it, so it just didn't feel like there was any like unity with us. So and the kids were kind of feeling it too, because they kept asking us questions, and it was like, guys, mind your business, because it's, you know, this is the company's business. Like,
they would, the young people gonna ask.
The young people got one thing. The young people
and not quietly either.
They gonna clap it. They gonna clap it.
So, miss, what's going on with?
First of all, don't call me miss.
I hate that. I don't mind it so much. But
it's okay. It's just like, it just makes me feel kind of like, that them teachers that I just don't never liked. You know what I mean?
You just don't even say their name. It's just miss. You just a generic miss.
Shaman it, like, I like that. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, the personability.
Yeah, where's Sham? Like, that's right. Yeah, I like that.
Well, that experience was another affirmation that your gifts aren't just for you, because that just felt like it felt normal. This is the best way I can say it. It just felt normal. Like, we got an opportunity. I'm so grateful for it. It was an amazing opportunity. It was exciting. It was just like, yes, put me on another stage. Like, the fact that I got to do it with Sham, how we made the poem, like, we literally made changes like 5 minutes before we went on stage.
Crazy.
Like, a complete, I won't say 180, and it worked so well. But doing the performance, it just felt like, I think it was the adrenaline of it, and it just felt normal. Like, to me, the audience was just sitting there like, you had a few woos and yays, But I was just like, oh, that's nice. Like, everyone had a nice time. We got a clap after.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a lovely experience. And then we won. And I was like, oh.
I feel like for the stress though, we forgot it was a competition.
I completely forgot until people started voting. I was like, oh. I just thought we were showcasing.
Oh, the stress.
It was intense. But it was so good. And that was Empower Poetry's 3rd birthday. And we started poetry with them and their workshops, and for it to just come round. So we did our, we did the year before birthday event, and it was
full circle moment, innit?
Yeah.
We
growth.
And
yeah.
It was powerful, especially for them as well, to see us, like, because they've seen us from the start, like you said, in the workshops, heard how we wrote before to how we write now, and the piece that we're able to create together. And people always see us together, but obviously our poetry is the one thing that's been separate. So that was, I think people were living for the fusion. And honestly, I couldn't tell you like much more than 2 lines of the poem right now, because that moment, like that whole couple of weeks leading up to
what's the tea? How does one maintain a friendship 9 years deep?
That is all I remember.
That's the line. It's because you said it to me the other day.
But honestly, like the weeks leading up to that, because there was so much going on, I didn't really feel like we was giving out the poetry the best energy. So to actually win was shocking. Grateful, because it's just God to say, even sometimes when you feel like you're not in the right place, you're doing all the right things and you're taking all the right steps. And honestly, all the things that people said to us afterwards and all the nice words people had to say about a little poem that we just wrote based on feelings and truth resonated. And that is literally the whole reason we both started poetry. And there's been many a time when Lee just told me that she's ready to give poetry up, and every time it doesn't resonate with me. Every time she says it, I'm like, what are you even talking about? Do you know how much like people love what you say when you go up there and you speak your poetry? And don't ever give up on that. But that's for you and God's hand, or you get me. You can only advise and hope that God will do the rest sometimes. Yeah. But that proved to us and Nija, hopefully, that like there's power in our words and people really resonate and are here for what we've got to say. So yeah, we've been out here. We've been out here, as you can tell.
Give thanks for you, good sis.
Give thanks for you too, babe.
It's been a whirlwind, and it's important to have people around you that are aligned with you and your purpose, because you hear what Shama said, like you just don't know who your words are resonating with. And there has been many times where I'm saying, I'm not trying to do this poetry thing. Even before the poetry event, I said, this is the last time I'm doing poetry. And then we went in there, watched one performance piece, and I was like, I love poetry again. Like I literally fell in love with it. Again, it's just I need to explore more styles and not just stick to the one thing. But being surrounded by good people, how all of you have been so patient with me through this season that I'm now coming out of, the last, I'm gonna say 3 and a bit years. By the grace of God, to God be all the glory. I'm so grateful to have you as my friend, as my sister, and all the people that are around me. And that's why I can come and be niche, you know. It's been a journey, but now like I feel like we're ready. And you've grown so much. Yes, girl. So much, flourished so much. And now it's for people. People will start to see. And we can talk about what we're going to do, but we just hope you're around to see what's coming, because we have so much to put in and to give as well. And we just want it to be authentic and natural and real, because outside of the camera, life is being lived and we see what's going on, but we're just trying to find our place in the world and to give back in our way.
For real.
I'm so glad to be back.
No, I am glad to be back, guys. Honestly, but that, you know, like the jitters that we had the first time we recorded, I don't have that, but it's just like, why am I like acting like I got nothing to say? We've got so much to say. We'll always be having something to say. But yeah, no, I'm excited, and like now we've seen the magic of putting in the work. Like, I'm just so excited to see what we can create and continue to do together, and like separately, like focusing and honing in on the things that we want to develop into great things. And I'm just excited. I'm excited, and I'm glad to be back, because this is very much like where we started last year. Was no need of the podcast needs to happen. So like for us to have that break, which was much needed, because sometimes time away, you need it.
Did you say last year?
Yeah. We had this, it was last year, we were sitting in your house and we was talking about how the podcast needs to happen, and we spent about 6 months asking questions and it wasn't helpful. And then we just said, okay, we're going to do it. And we started off as we meant to go on. Then God connected us with people who we needed to be connected with. And it flowed so much better than the soul searching and the questions we were asking people. Because sometimes, don't get me wrong, people went out their way to advise us and stuff. But like, it didn't make anything clearer for me. Like, and I don't know what I needed from asking those questions. We were procrastinating.
That's what we was doing, because we had what we needed. We had our plan. We were following our plan, and it's just like, okay, we're here. But for me, I felt like, okay, we need something else. We need to make sure we're doing it properly. Yeah. So let's ask people that know, and they can give us advice. And people came back and told us things we did already know. So again, it was just affirmation. Yeah. And sometimes that's what we need, rather than saying we need advice. Sometimes seek the affirmation and language communication we're learning, as you can see. But yeah, but thank you for rocking with us. Thank you very much for rocking with us. And yeah, just stay tuned, as we have things in works and things in motion, as consistency is key. Is it not? It is. But we have to prove that to us before we can prove that to you. So yeah, just rock with us and see how consistency shifts the room and shakes the room. Today it's our bed, but tomorrow live show. Hallelujah! Hey, glory, amen. But yeah. So Sham signing out. Just share with us what you've been up to recently and any encouraging words you want to give from your experiences learned. And that is Niche. Wait. That is Niche signing out.
But yeah, guys, see you next time.